Hi, I'm Jeff, and I'm a therapist.
And I'm Tyler, and I'm a patient.
We're going to talk about trauma, healing, and everything. Everything is traumatic.
Today, and this afternoon, we're going to talk about hemorrhoids and cherophobia, and me and Jeff,
Cherophobia.
cheerphobia. I keep overemphasizing that O because I see it and it's like cherophobia. Fake holidays. We're going to come up with some fake holidays. All this and more, and everything is traumatic tonight.
And these fake holidays should be real holidays. So we're going to reach out to the powers that be and see if anybody that has any political power can make some of this stuff happen.
That's right. We're going to pitch these holidays to the government and see if they'll make them a federal holiday because we know they're listening. They just try to sabotage us.
Federal, I mean, if it's state, it helps us if it happens in our state, but federal would help everybody.
Okay, well, we'll try and get it to the state first and then see if it can go federal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But before we go into it, of course, you know it, I know it, and everyone, all 12 of you that are listening know it. Shoutouts.
It's time for shout out. And when I think of hemorrhoids, I think of our faithful listeners, starting with Tiffy Stallsworth, Jacob Boyd, Seth Young, the person in Alaska that's listening. Did you say there's somebody in Alaska or Idaho or something? Where is it?
So far, because it's a new month, it's a new beginning. It has started over, but so far, most of our listeners are coming from Tennessee. But there is one individual in Illinois that is really digging us.
Okay. We love you, Illinois listener. So thank you. Continue to listen. This one might end it for everybody. I mean, this might be the least or most popular episode we have.
We don't know yet. But what we do know is what we're going to talk about. And I think we're just going to jump right into this, right, Jeff?
We're just going to dive in. So, you, my friend, we talked a little bit before, and you have not experienced hemorrhoids that you're aware of. So just picture this. You are using the bathroom.
Mm.
We don't want to get too graphic here, but basically the sit down type, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And everything's fine, right? There's no pain.
Yeah.
You're just doing your business.
Okay.
And you wipe and you look at the paper and it's just blood. It looks like your jugular vein has been cut.
Oh.
There's just blood. Bright red blood
Jeff.
on the toilet paper.
Jeff.
Yeah.
I probably 100% have hemorrhoids then because I've seen that. I've had that happen.
Okay. Yeah, you got them then.
Oh,
but there's not always pain. So, but those are the better ones because it's just blood vessels. It's like, so your anus is incredibly, I mean, anus is actually pretty amazing. It does all kinds of things. I mean, it keeps you from like pooping your pants. I mean, it lets gas out, all that stuff. But
that's right.
Anyway, so there's blood vessels, and if they're just like too close to the surface or they pop, there's just a lot of blood.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very scary. And then you go to the doctor and you say, I'm dying, because you've always heard like blood means you're like internal bleeding or something. And then the doctor says, don't worry about it. Is it bright red blood? And you're like, yeah. And he goes, well, that's hemorrhoids.
Mm.
And you should probably take some fiber. You need to increase your fiber intake.
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, because that's going to be kind of hard. I'm trying to do keto for the first time.
Yeah, so you got to eat some vegetables with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to. I've been trying to eat vegetables, more vegetables with it.
Throw a salad in there.
Yeah, definitely need a salad. I mean, yeah, I had no. You just diagnosed me with hemorrhoids, Dr. Snell.
But so that's the best case scenario. It's horrifying, but you're just like, okay, I know what that is. The worst case is pain. a throbbing kind of pain. It can be there when you are using the bathroom. It can be there when you're not using the bathroom. It can be itching and burning.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, yeah.
Well,
So,
Jeff, let me
yeah.
ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Just out of curiosity, of course, I'm wondering like how high the hemorrhoid rate is in America as opposed to maybe Europe since they use more like bidets. And I'm wondering if toilet paper is like the connector here of like what's fucking up our assholes.
I would say that is a good point because a bidet. So I've never used a bidet. I've been in a hotel with a bidet
Hmm.
and I didn't really know how to use it. Do you just have you used a bidet?
I've never used a bidet, but I've been curious about it because from what I understand, it is just water in your asshole, and that's what
It just
cleans
like
it,
cleans it like a little bath.
like a little bath for
And
your
then what do you use? Like like some kind of just like cloth napkin to sort of dry
yeah, like a
yourself?
cloth or a napkin. I mean, that's what confuses me is like how do they still not use toilet paper? You know?
I guess you just use or you could use the toilet paper just to dry yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
It seems like a much more effective and or more humane way to clean yourself after using the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of weird that yeah, I'm wondering like I mean, surely it is like a cloth or something. But yeah, I feel like Americans have more hemorrhoids because of like just how big the toilet paper industry is.
And I think it's because of the way we eat too. We don't eat we eat so much processed food.
Mm-hmm.
And
God.
like every foreign country, they just go out in their yard and pick their food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been really bad about just eating restaurant and door dashing food for like the past 4 or 5 months. And I've
It's
just recently
easy, man.
stopped. It's so easy and it's
It's so
so
easy and
good.
it tastes so good and it's cheap, relatively
It's relatively
cheap.
cheap. Yeah.
It's very expensive to eat fresh,
Mm-hmm.
to cook a meal, to eat fresh, and it's just so cheap to go get a couple of McDoubles.
Oh God, it is. Oh my God, how it is so easy to just get some McDoubles, Jeff.
Now, let's talk about this. They have this thing right now at Wendy's, who could be a sponsor. I'm not sure they want to sponsor the hemorrhoid issue.
Wendy's, if you're listening, honey, we're doing the hemorrhoid
We're
episodes.
doing the hemorrhoid stuff. So they have this big bag. It's $5. This is what you get.
Okay.
You get a sandwich, so either a McChicken or a small like Wendy's burger. We get one of those.
Mm-hmm.
You get chicken nuggets. You get fries, and you get a drink. $5.
Damn.
$5.
Damn, that's a good deal.
It's a great deal.
Like
If you want hemorrhoids,
the new $5 hemorrhoid meal coming to
it
you.
comes with free hemorrhoids. But I mean, that's like enough food to feed maybe 1.5 people. If you've
What's the
got kids,
half?
you can
Oh.
make like a child. But I mean, you could give the kid the fries and the nuggets.
Yeah.
You could share the drink and you could have the sandwich.
Yeah.
You could feed 2 people with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, but and then compare that to like cooking something at home, you know?
Yeah. So you're going to cook like a chicken dish, chicken and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to buy chicken, which probably is like, I don't know, it's probably like $5 or $6 a pound.
Yeah.
Vegetables, let's say you buy a head of broccoli or you buy some frozen broccoli, that's $2.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes you maybe 30, 45 minutes to cook it.
Cook it, and then you got to wash the dishes afterwards. And
man, instead of just throwing it away in a garbage can.
Yep, that's why they call it fast food. Wendy, sponsor us with your $5 hemorrhoid meal.
I mean, it'll fill you up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have like a very set, specific order I get from like Wendy's already, and that order's
What do
like
you get from Wendy?
I get the Baconator, and I add,
Oh man, the Baconator is so good.
and then I add the crispy onions to it, and then I
The
get,
Baconator is delicious.
and then I get Baconator fries.
So is that with cheese and bacon
This
bits on
with
them?
cheese, bacon bits, and cheese sauce.
You know, Wendy's. If you're listening, Miss Wendy, uh,
Miss Wendy, if you're
we're
listening,
we love the Baconator. I mean, the
mhm,
Baconator is a good sandwich,
it is
and
the
you can get it in any size. I mean, you get this triple Baconator or whatever.
yeah,
It's a really good sandwich.
it's the official sandwich of everything is traumatic.
Yes, we would eat that every day
If we
if
could,
you were our sponsor.
yeah, and if you gave us money.
Yeah, if you gave us money, we'd use that money to buy Wendy's Baconator.
So what the hell? Come on, double dip here, Wendy.
I mean,
Get a.
basically, you get to be the sponsor for the show. We're going to pay all the money back in Baconators, or you can pay us in Baconators. I don't care.
Cut out the
Just give us
money.
a
Yeah.
Baconator, like a truck of Baconators.
Cut out the money and get those artery clogging baconators in me with baconator fries, and go ahead and throw bacon little bits into the fucking Diet Dr Pepper I'm gonna order. That's right. I'm gonna relapse if I'm having Wendy's.
Relapse. Um, they have a sandwich that I don't think is quite as well thought out, though that it has potential. But the Wendy's also has a nacho burger,
Mm,
and it's a hamburger
mm,
with queso on
mm.
it
Okay.
and corn chips
Okay.
and corn,
Okay.
like street corn kind of
Yeah,
corn.
no, I get what they're trying to go for. It's like it's very
Yeah,
it's very good cultural appropriation there.
yeah.
Wendy's. But I just
It's
don't.
just not. It's. I don't think it's as well thought out. I mean, the Baconator is an American classic.
Oh yeah, It probably
It's
released
it's
at the height of America's bacon obsession.
it's 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 America at its best. The Baconator is.
It really is. Like there's nothing quite. It's probably more American than a hot dog.
Yeah,
Honestly.
because I mean, a hot dog doesn't have bacon unless you put bacon on it.
Bacon and cheese on it. Oh, those are so good from Cookout too.
And then, like, the whole name is even great. The Baconator. It's like the Terminator.
But it's
The
bacon.
Baconator.
The
It's a
Baconator.
very American. It's violent.
Come with me if you want me to clog your arteries. Those are
Yeah.
terrible. The Arnold Schwarzenegger accents are out.
It's a really good sandwich.
It's a really good sandwich.
Every now and then they'll have the pub sandwich, which is like a pretzel bun
I've tried that.
with
Yeah.
pub cheese. They
Mm-hmm.
should put the Baconator on a pretzel bun.
Mm.
They do lots of research. They spend millions of dollars on research, but put the Baconator on a pretzel bun. It's a million seller, right?
Oh,
Would that be
yes.
great?
Yes. And it's definitely going to cause hemorrhoids.
Yeah, but nobody cares, man.
And so, but you mentioned you were having a flare up now.
And that was a joke.
Tyler, don't say that on air. How dare you?
I probably will be after this episode. I've had some really bad flare-ups, and another product is I can't think of the name right now, but there are these wipes, hemorrhoidal wipes,
Oh,
and
there's hemorrhoid
they're like magic. You can get them like
Yeah.
who's the hemorrhoid people? I can't remember what their product name is. I'm so sorry, but they're these wet wipes, and they have witch hazel on them, and you just use them to wipe, and it soothes the burning, and it really does work.
Oh. Wow.
And it's like a bidet, but it's a moist towelette kind of
This is
thing,
a
and you use it
physical.
to wipe it, gets you clean,
Mhm.
and it also like helps the swelling.
This is like a fabric bidet. It sounds like is what you're describing to me, Jeff.
Yeah, it's really soothing. And then if you have the really bad hemorrhoids, so there's external and internal hemorrhoids. If you have that gets the external, the wipe. If you have the really bad ones, there's two options. There's the suppository, which I don't care for. I remember those as a kid, and it's just a lot of gooey oozing out of your butt. And then there's the tube that you have to insert into your rectum and squeeze it, but it has some kind of shark oil or something shark in it, shark cartilage or something, and it shrinks them, and it smells like fish, but it does the job. But that's for the serious hemorrhoids. That's if you got them bad.
How often did you have to use a suppository in your childhood, Jeff?
Well, I think suppositories were a child. I mean, I'm a different generation than you are, right?
Yes.
But I think all medicine came in suppositories when I was young.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a time. No wonder everyone was fucking wild and free in the fucking 70s.
Yeah.
If everyone's
That's how I
getting...
took my vitamins every morning, was just to
was
pull
a
down my pants.
suppository.
Yep.
See, I was on the Flintstones vitamin kick.
Yeah, that was the oral kick, and we were.
Us 90s were.
I don't think I had a whole lot of suppositories, but I just remember it being unpleasant because they melt inside of your butt, and then I guess it oozes out. It just felt weird to have the suppository thing. So.
No, yeah, I get it. I get it. It's just funny, like. In the 70s, it was all stick this medicine up your ass. In the 90s, it was all stick it in your mouth.
It's just the doctor's like, hey, you think they'll stick this in their ass? Prescribe it.
Oh, wow. What good hemorrhoid talk.
There are, speaking one more suppository thing. They do suppositories with, and I'm losing all my things today. There's a medicine that's for nausea, that they can give you a shot of or throw in your IV, and it's also in a suppository. Suppository, the butt is a good way to utilize the blood because there's lots of blood vessels there, so it goes right into your. Yeah. And I don't know if you may know this, but I don't know a whole lot about illicit drugs, but apparently boofing is a good way to take certain illegal drugs, and that's shoving it up your butt.
Yep. Boofing.
That's I think like for opioids, heroin, things like that. If you don't want to shoot it up, you boof it.
Which is really ironic to do on an opioid because you can't shit after you take one.
That's right. And the way reason I know this is I follow a opioid Reddit thing, and it's the most interesting thing ever. So it's like somebody will come in and say, "Hey, I just got some opioids," and they're like, "How should I take it?" And then everybody goes, "Don't take any opioids because you're going to get addicted. But if you do, make sure you check it for fentanyl and boof it." It's like the don't ever do this. Don't ever do it. It will ruin your fucking life. But if you do, be safe, check it for fentanyl, and boof it.
Because you can't throw it up afterwards or but throw it up.
Right. I think apparently it's just if you're not going to shoot it, boofing is the next best thing. You can these are for what we're talking about right now is just for, it's not for practical usage.
No,
but
don't.
We don't want anybody boofing anything.
If you
if
you got a prescription, don't listen to us.
Don't boof it
and boof it.
So you can do the oral. You take a pill, but it doesn't do the stuff that you want it to do because that's how you're supposed to take it. So you can burn it on foil and inhale the fumes. And then you could shoot it up, but a lot of people don't want to shoot up because it's just
Jeff, you're just
So
giving instructions.
you boof it. Boof it.
Boof it, don't shoot it. I want a shirt that says that.
We could have shoes that instead of just do it, just boof it.
Just boof it.
Just boof it.
You know, speaking of boofing, what a wonderful transition here. I want to talk about some cheerophobia.
And you're not talking about like cheerleader phobia.
No, this is not a fear of cheerleaders. This is a fear of being happy.
Yeah.
And
Well, dive into that a little bit.
well, you know, I just kind of I think I've been something I've always kind of struggled with is like accepting when I'm in a happy place, and it's a little unnerving. It's a little like waiting for like the hammer to drop, so to speak, like waiting for like the next bad thing to happen or this next thing to happen, or oh, car's gonna break down, or oh, this spill's gonna come up that I forgot about. Like it's just kind of it's
Can you think
hard.
of the last time you had more than a day where you were happy
Um,
in a row?
yeah.
Okay.
There's days where I'm happy in a row. Like I can't sit here and say that I have very like severe depression. I have a very mild depression, I feel. I still force myself to do things because I know these things make me happy, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but while I was thinking about this and like talking about, at least for me, I can't be the only one that's like a little afraid to be happy, right? Or
It,
do most people just like or effortlessly can be content? Because I looked up some statistics and that's what it fucking seems like.
I feel like as children, we have the capacity for more happiness because we are naive
Hmm.
and we believe in magic and we believe in the sort of the decency of humanity.
Hmm.
And then I think we sort of get that beaten out of us. Not every child has that because a lot of children have really rough upbringings, but I
Yeah.
feel like the capacity is more, because you see a movie when you're 7 and you get taken there and you live in that world and you fantasize and you're just like, woo.
Hmm.
And as adults, we have a lot of that beaten out of us and we're taught to be cynical and practical and not magical. So
Ooh.
I feel like it's something we learn. But yeah, it's,
God, what great wording. We're taught to be
yeah,
cynical, not magical. Like I love that. That's fucking genius. And it's
yeah,
so true. We're like I think if you're someone that likes to joke around like I am and like likes to just say funny things and crack jokes, it's easy to be perceived as immature when I don't know. I
yes.
just like to have a good time and fucking laugh.
One of the things I've noticed about you and I when we've been together, and sometimes even on the show, we laugh a lot. And I think we both have cynicism about certain things, but we also just laugh a lot. And so I feel like it's a way to sort of plug into that childishness,
Mm-hmm.
which is not juvenile. It's not like a bad thing. It's we've had that beaten out of us, and so to be able to get to that just sort of childish, uh, childlike joy about just making jokes,
Mm-hmm.
just being silly,
Yeah.
um, that's something I think we need, and that's why like sometimes the dumbest comedies are the those like Airplane or Naked Gun or just
Yeah.
the dumbest comedies, scary movies that are just dumb. Those are some of the most fun things because they just take you to that primitive kind of silly humor that we liked as kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know, like you see like it is kind of like beaten out of us. But I looked up some statistics. I looked up what percentage of the world claims they're happy, right?
Yeah.
So 64 in a poll, 64% globally said they are happy.
Okay.
That's over half of the world is happy right now. And so they also broke it up to countries, and so 29% is Canadian as very happy. 28% is Saudi Arabia and India, and 27% is America and Britain.
Hmm.
So it's interesting, like to see globally it's over half, but if you look at some of these individual countries that are supposed to be the top ones, it's still a very kind of low
Very
fucking
low.
percentage.
Yeah. And I mean,
And
it's weird because I always think if I was in Canada, I'd be happier because they have like health care and they seem to be not politically as crazy. But I think that just goes to show that every political system has problems.
mhm,
And wherever you live, you're going to find things to be happy and unhappy about.
yep. And so on a scale of 1 to 3, the average for Americans is 2.18.
Now, what?
So
2.8?
2.18, 2.18.
They say they're happy with three being the happiest.
3 being the happiest, 1 being the most unhappy. It's about maybe just like slightly average.
Hmm.
And they say the happiest time in your life is in your early 30s.
Wow, you're about to hit the happiest time in your life.
I am I am about to hit the happiest time of my life. Which I mean, I
Hmm.
don't know, kind of checks out. I think things are going pretty good, and I think that's why I'm fucking afraid to be goddamn happy.
I would say that my happiest times were, and I'm not an unhappy person, were in my youth. Because again, I think of the naivete and the belief in the goodness.
Hmm.
I believed a lot of the lies. America's the best country, blah, blah, blah. You know, a lot of the things that have been taught to us. But there's some happiness in that because you're just like, I am in the best country. God damn it. And now it's like, it's just like, oh, I'm not sure about that anymore.
Right. Um. But do you want to know what the happiest who is the happiest country?
Is it Denmark?
It's not Denmark, but it's Finland.
Finland, that's right.
They are the most happiest country in the world, and it sounds like they don't have any problems whatsoever.
They've taken care of a lot of the problems, but they do eat all that crazy fish.
Oh yeah, that's true. How
They eat
happy
that
are they
rotted.
really?
All those Scandinavian kind of countries eat the like lye infested fish, and they like eat rotted shark blubber and stuff.
Hmm.
That must be what makes people happy.
I guess, man. I mean, I don't know if people are just like they accept happiness as it comes and and grateful for it and shows gratitude then, and then it's just perfectly fine when it's
It,
gone, or how?
it's sort of hard to be happy if you can't afford housing or
Yeah.
food or shelter. So, I mean, they take care of a lot of those problems.
Yeah, and a lot of these statistics, like, I don't fucking buy it for a second. Like, almost everyone I know is fucking miserable.
Yeah. And I mean, there's different levels of misery and there's different levels of poverty. And there's like, you look at certain countries and you look at America, even the poor in America have more than some people do in other countries. So, I mean, everything is sort of relative, but
Yeah.
you're in what you're in. So, I mean, you compare yourself to what's around you. So, you know, there's way too many people that are being affected by poverty and food instability and housing instability, all the things that going because we have so much. We have plenty
Hmm.
here.
Yeah.
There's plenty.
And
You know,
maybe
I,
maybe that's like my feeling of it is maybe it is like a little bit of being ungrateful. I don't know if it is or
I don't think
not.
it's a. I mean, we compare to what we have, and there is no reason for people in our city or anyone's city to be unable to eat or have shelter.
Hmm.
So I read about this study that Canada did, and they took a group of homeless folks, and they just gave them cash. They gave them $7,500.
Okay.
And so, what do you think they did with that money?
Um. uh, I'm sure some of them. I feel like none of them like. I feel like they blew it.
See, that's our cynicism, right? That's what everybody predicted. But you know what they did?
What they do?
They opened bank accounts, they got housing, they figured out how to better their lives. Almost all of them.
Oh yeah.
And
See.
then it costs, so the $7,500 they gave them, keep them in housing was $15,000. So it pays for itself.
Mhm.
But people say, oh, you give the poor money, they're going to go buy drugs with it, right? Or they're going to go buy a lobster, or they're
Mhm.
going to go buy a big TV or something. So it was just like, it basically, it's the idea that you're homeless because you've got some kind of fault, or
Right.
you've got some kind of thing. And so it was interesting. So it was sort of a hopeful kind of thing of like, yeah, it's just resources. The problem, and my wife sometimes says, there's a guy and he says, there's one big problem and why people are homeless. There's not enough housing. That's the problem. Housing
Mm-mm.
is the problem.
Mm-mm.
It's the only problem. If there's enough housing that's affordable, people will not be homeless.
And there can be enough housing.
Oh, yeah. There's no reason there can't be. There's enough housing.
Yeah.
There's not enough affordable housing.
Yeah. It has to and having a home shouldn't be a right. And that's what sucks. Maybe that's why I don't fucking know how to be happy because what is there to be I mean there are things to be happy for, but like when the basic struggle of just human decency and right, like everyone deserves a home.
Yeah. Everyone deserves a place to be safe in.
Mhm.
Everyone deserves a safe place to lie down at night where they don't have to worry about their stuff being stolen. They don't have to worry about being hurt.
Mhm.
Everybody deserves that. And we have enough resources. We have enough.
Mhm. We do have enough.
Um, I wonder, speaking of Finland, I wonder if they have holidays. You think?
Oh, more than likely, but I feel like they have the weird like blackface kind. Or maybe that's New
They probably have like
Amsterdam.
a fish based holiday, like when the fish dropped out of the sky and like
Happy
ate the old
yeah.
people.
Yeah, happy fish day.
Happy Rotten Fish Day.
I mean, it makes sense that they love fish so much. I mean, it's Finland.
That's true.
Like
That makes
it's
sense.
almost in the
I
name.
never even thought about it like that.
Mhm. That's why you
Yeah,
got to stay
so I
woke.
mean, we talked a little bit before we started recording, and I think we came with one brilliant and obvious holiday that we need to add, and that's the uh, day after the Super Bowl. That
Yes.
Monday after the Super Bowl should be off, a federal holiday.
Mhm.
Everything should be closed except for the wings places and the sports book. The only thing that's allowed to be open those days is wing places and sports books.
Yes,
That's
and
it.
it's all a holiday in order to catch up on all the commercials that play during the Super Bowl. We call it
Yes.
commercial
Yeah.
day.
Yes.
We go out to a
Yes.
sports bar, eat wings, and watch these weird, funny, super expensive
Yeah.
commercials.
Yes. Exactly. But I mean, that's an obvious one. I'm thinking what, like maybe some other things that would be some good holidays that America could celebrate.
Um, let's see.
This is not even a bad idea. The Super Bowl one's obvious, but Election Day should be a holiday
Mm. So
because that
people,
way everybody could. Sometimes people struggle to vote because they are working.
yeah, so that'd be great if we could actually get off in order to go vote
Yeah. So
instead.
but I mean, you just just make it a holiday. Then
Yeah.
everybody could vote.
Then everyone can vote. Everyone can
Yeah.
partake in the system. Let's
But you know
see.
what? It's
I Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh,
I
no,
was
no.
just gonna say I was gonna say something more cynical, but let's go on the let's we're moving on the we're trying to be positive here. So what are your thoughts on another holiday that America could have?
I think there needs to be, because there's such a long gap of days of federal holidays where you're off, where it's like, I don't know if it's between like September to fucking from May to September. It's like the summer. There needs to be a summer gratitude holiday where you just
You
think you
know,
take the day off to just be fucking thankful.
we should have one holiday a month minimum.
One holiday a month.
Yeah, at least.
I'm intrigued by this.
I mean, so
Jack.
we've got Martin Luther King or President's Day in January.
Mm-hmm.
February, you got shit. You got Valentine's Day, but that's not a holiday.
And
But
you're
they
not
like
off.
advertise it like a holiday and they sell it like a holiday, but there's no day off.
Mm-hmm.
Then March, you got nothing. Although sometimes, no, April is where Easter is. So you got Easter.
Yeah.
Then in May, you've got Labor or Memorial. August, you got it's nothing. And no, wait, May, June. You have Juneteenth now in the state, which I think is a good
But
holiday.
like not everyone recognizes that as a day off. Like I wasn't off for
Right.
Juneteenth, but maybe I don't know.
You know,
I guess that's just up to whoever, but fuck them. How
maybe
dare they?
Friday should be a holiday. Every Friday.
Yeah, instead of a 5-day work week, it'd be great if it was just a 4.
It would be great because it would be like you would be working a 40-hour week,
Mm.
but every Friday would be a holiday. So
Yep.
you'd only work 32 hours. And then every Friday is a holiday.
And you get paid.
Yeah,
Right?
you get the day.
You get the whole day.
And everybody should get them. I mean, everybody should get holidays.
That's
Not
why
like where we're going to have the Kroger open or the Walmart open or
right.
whatever.
I
Close it
think
down.
I think there needs to be a fucking there needs to be like maybe like a service industry day
Yeah, definitely.
for all the cooks and servers. This is for
Yeah.
you. And but we keep the fast food places open because they're not. Fuck them.
The baconator. You need a
You need
baconator.
to be able to get a fucking baconator on Service Industry Day.
So I don't know if you remember this. This is maybe an older person thing, but like there actually was nothing open on Christmas. Nothing open on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day.
Hmm.
Same thing for Thanksgiving. Nothing. I mean, nothing. No malls, no grocery stores, no even like gas. I mean, you every now and then be like one gas station open in the city, but stuff really shut down.
Jeez. But now, I mean, is there? I mean, that's kind of still how it is around here, right?
Walgreens is open on holidays.
Are they open on
Kroger's,
Christmas?
yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah. So somebody's having to work. It's like I may need some hemorrhoidal wipes I mean, and that is nice if you got the hemorrhoids real bad, but you should plan ahead.
Well, it's
You
like,
need to have a supply, you know.
yeah,
Get the Costco big roll of hemorrhoidal wipes.
but I mean, like, there's a not a vast majority, but there's a lot of people that don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, but it's not about celebrating. It's just about letting people rest.
Like actually
Can't we
rest.
let people have a day to rest where it's like we don't have to have a McDonald's hamburger? We don't have to have something?
Hmm. I mean,
I mean,
yeah,
doctor's offices close, right?
doctor's offices closed, but they always have to have like someone on call, right? Like maybe like the
Yeah,
non-Christmas
but they'll send
guy.
you to the emergency room.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I
We
get
just don't rest enough. We need to have days of rest.
yes. And that's what the weekend should be for, but that's really when people have to like get their house life stuff done, you know?
No, you get to do all your work because like banks and shit aren't open during your. I mean, it's just crazy. We
Mhm.
should have a day of required rest, and if you don't rest, you get shot.
Ooh. Ooh, I like this totalitarianism fucking naps that we're enforcing on us.
That's
Yeah.
right.
If you don't
You
fucking
nap.
rest, you go straight to the
Or
gulag for the big nap.
you know, maybe being shot is a little too much, but why can't we have propaganda instead of like all the propaganda we have like resting is good for you, rest more, instead of like work 80 hours a week. Why
Mm.
can't we have positive propaganda that is like promoting healthy things?
You know, Jeff, in a way, I kind of feel like this is positive propaganda.
Our show
Our
is
show,
positive
yeah.
propaganda.
I think so. We're encouraging individuality and like individuality with community, be yourself, be
Yeah,
your authentic self and
yeah.
have a nice refreshing can of Diet Hope if you feel like it, Like
If
nothing wrong with
if
it.
if people rested more, there'd be less hemorrhoids.
And if people like just use bidets more, there might be less hemorrhoids. And
I think the main thing about hemorrhoids, I think most of it comes from diet and stress.
hmm and that ties in with being afraid of to be happy, to have like some cheerphobia,
Yeah.
because it feels stressful almost to be happy, but really you just have to accept it and take it as it comes, much like a hemorrhoid.
If I was a doctor and you came into me and you said, "Doctor, I'm sad," I would write on a prescription slip, "Go get a Baconator."
With some crispy onions on it.
Yeah, it's hard to be unhappy when you're crunching on that bacon. Now, you might go into a shame spiral after it,
Right.
but while you're eating it, it's hard to be unhappy. It's so crunchy and good.
And on that product placement note, Jeff, I think this has reached its logical conclusion.
I'm gonna go get a Baconator,
You're just
man.
gonna
Is
get
Wendy still open?
Wendy's might still be open. You might be able to get. They stay open late.
That's true.
Any final thoughts on hemorrhoids, cheerphobia, fake holidays, the need for real holidays, and baconators, Jeff? Anything?
I think we've said it all.
I think it's all been said. um Again, thank you for listening as always. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to get baconators.
That's right.
So from everyone here at Everything is Traumatic, I'm Tyler,
I'm Jeff.
and please take care of yourself.